Hi, I'm Bob Brown. I've been working in the restaurant business for the past 16 years, and during those years, I've learned a lot. I'd like to share some of that with you today. I really started enjoying my work when I changed my attitude about service. I viewed the restaurant as a live show with a new audience each night. I built relationships with my guests by reading and responding to their cues. And instead of asking typical yes-no questions like, "Are you ready to order?" I began to design meals for them. There are some principles to relationship building that are basic, but they are important. Things like smiling, eye contact, posture, and a caring tone of voice. Noticing the little things makes a big difference to your guests. Are their water glasses empty? Is their ashtray dirty? Ultimately, what you say verbally and non-verbally and how you look will determine your success as a service and sales professional. What you're about to watch is designed to help you. Improvise, give it a try. I've found restaurants to be profitable and fun. These are opportunities that will allow you to enjoy your job more and become better at it. Let me show you how this works. Ladies and gentlemen, Chef Adam has prepared a beautiful fresh fillet of black grouper. He rubs it with olive oil, dusts it with fresh rosemary, sage, thyme, and garlic, grills it on a hickory grill, and finishes it in the oven. And one guest says, "Ooh," and another guest says, "Ah." Let's do this with the whole audience. Ladies and gentlemen, Chef Adam has prepared a homemade ravioli filled with Romano ricotta fontina, tossed in a light chive butter sauce, topped with a sauté of smoked salmon, fresh spinach, diced red and green pepper. And one side of the table says, "Ooh," and the other side of the table says, "Ah." The benefit of the ooh and ah technique, the verbal ooh and ah, is that you enlist an assistant salesperson. The ooh person becomes your assistant salesperson. Another benefit of the verbal ooh and ah is that you break your guest preoccupation. Another benefit of the verbal ooh and ah is that you close the deal in the presentation. Your presentation is so impressive that your guests simply shut their menus and order what you suggest. The fourth and final benefit of the verbal ooh and ah is that you establish your professionalism. When you paint a mouthwatering picture of a beverage or dish with complete enthusiasm, comfort, and style, you inspire your guests to buy. The ooh and the ah technique is a powerful way to inspire your guests to buy. With it, you become a master of both verbal and nonverbal selling. Ever see the TV show Columbo with Peter Falk? Every time he gets ready to leave the room, he turns around, lifts his hand in that classic pose, and says, "By the way." The question that follows is always his clincher, the one that nails his suspect to the wall. I use this same technique with my guests. I call it the by the way technique. It's a subtle way of asking your guests to buy. For years, I worked in one of the busiest restaurants in the United States. Anytime I had a party who only ordered entrees, I would turn around, raise my hand in that classic pose, and say, as I was walking away, "By the way, while you're waiting for your entrees, would you like to share a white pizza made with fresh mozzarella, roasted red peppers, and a hint of fresh garlic?" And my guests would say, "Okay." So you can use the by the way technique to drive a point home. Another way to use the by the way technique is to offer an item that complements the dish. If a guest orders a white chocolate banana mousse pie, you might say, "By the way, ma'am, would you like an espresso, cappuccino, or perhaps a sambuca or frangelico with your pie?" You can use it as a way to upsell. If a guest orders a gin and tonic, you can say, "By the way, we offer Tanqueray and Bombay Sapphire." Use it to describe a benefit. Say you're working a lunch. You might offer, "By the way, if you enjoy an ice-cold beer, but you have to get back to work, we serve Coors Cutter, a delicious brew from Coors with no alcohol." Finally, you can use the by the way technique to offer a positive alternative. After you've offered a specific beer or wine, your guest says, "I'd like to try something different." You respond, "By the way, we offer Zima, an alternative to wine coolers and light beer. It's a light and refreshing malt beverage. Our guests love it." The by the way technique allows you to introduce the benefits and features of your products without being robotic or pushy. When you use it, you simply offer, inform, and describe items to your guests and avoid yes-no questions. When you go out to eat, what kind of questions or what questions do servers ask? They say, "Are you ready to order?" They say, "Can I get you something from the bar?" Or Susan orders a chicken fettuccine and the server says, "Would you like to start with an appetizer?" And then Jim orders a chicken Dijon and the server says, "Would you like to start with a blank or a blank?" What is that? A soup or a salad? And then someone in the back orders a coffee and the server says, "Oh, would you like anything else. Now, these are examples of what kinds of questions. Anybody? What kind of answer do you get to these questions? These are yes or no questions. And ladies and gentlemen, a yes-no question is a what waiting to happen? No. That's right. A yes-no question is a no waiting to happen. Now, you can avoid this by using what I call the Rolodex effect. Let me show you how it works. But first, I need a volunteer from the audience. Someone up here. Yes, sir. Will you please come to the stage? Let's give, what is your name, sir? David. David. Let's give David a round of applause. Okay. Okay, now if I were to approach David, and when I were to say to him, "Can I get you something to drink?" What do you think he might say? Yes. He might say no, and he'd probably say, "Yes, I'll have water with lemon." Right. But if I approach him in this way and I say, David, Eric Brisbane, our bartender, makes the best Stoli Cristal martini in the Western Hemisphere. He takes a martini glass, he chills it with soda and ice, he coats it with martini and Rossi and fills it with a twist. It's delicious. Now he can picture the drink. Isn't that true? And he's no longer deciding if he wants a drink or not. What is he deciding? How many? But he's also deciding what kind of drink he wants. So ultimately, let's give him a round of applause. Thank you very much, David. Okay. So ultimately, with the Rolodex effect, you motivate your guests to consider options rather than yes-no questions. Your guests are used to being processed with yes-no questions. Isn't that true? So get them to use the Rolodex in their minds. When you use the direct, present, endorse technique, you take positive control of your table by making your menu come alive. You encourage your guests to participate in a group activity. You sell the item with your words and your body, and you endorse the product at the same time. I'll show you what I mean. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to treat yourself, I'd like to direct your attention to the middle of your menu. There you'll find one of our best entrees, the shell bowl. It's a large bowl of steamed maricultured Maine mussels, steamed little neck clams, grilled Gulf shrimp, pesto, marinara, and garlic broth. It's a large bowl of shells, sauces, and pasta. It's one of the best things we offer. What did I just do? I got my guests to participate in a group activity by having them all look at the menu together. I put a spotlight on the shell bowl and created it visually for them. I sold the item with my words and my body, and I endorsed the shell bowl by saying it's one of the best things we offer. The direct, present, endorse technique is a powerful way to take charge, sell yourself, and make your menu come alive. I used to work with a server named Wayne Anderson, who was a great actor and storyteller. Oftentimes, I would overhear Wayne at his table saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, I came in a little bit early this afternoon and saw Chef Adam cutting up a whole fresh Norwegian salmon into 8-ounce fresh fillets. He takes each fillet and rubs it with olive oil and grills it on a flat grill and finishes it in the oven and serves it with homemade lemon pepper fettuccine and fresh spinach." When you tell stories, you delight your guests and show your involvement. I used to sell cases and cases of a wine called Frog's Leap Sauvignon Blanc. It's produced in the northern part of Napa Valley, which was once a frog farm. The wine itself is citrusy, crisp, herbaceous, and dry. When you open the bottle, the cork says, "Ribbit." It actually reads "Ribbit," and my guests bought thousands and thousands of bottles of this wine. Caesar salad was invented in Tijuana, Mexico in 1926 by Alex Caesar Cardini. Mahi mahi means strong, strong. Mahi mahi is the world's fastest growing fish. It grows 5 pounds a month. Tell stories, ask questions in your pre-shift meetings. Remember, storytelling is captivating. When you tell a story, you capture your guest's imagination and you trigger a sale. Were you ever out eating with friends when a server said, "Would anybody like dessert?" What kind of question is that? It's a yes-no question, right? And even though you were dying for a piece of the chocolate cheesecake, you didn't order one because no one else was ordering dessert. I used to see it all the time with my guests. This is where the permission concept comes in. The goal is to present a meal that includes specific appetizers, soups, salads, and entrees. One guest will order an appetizer, giving another guest permission to order a soup or salad. Traditionally, servers offer items from one item category only. They might say, "Ladies and gentlemen, tonight for dessert we offer a homemade key lime pie, a white chocolate banana mousse, an apple cobbler served with Thomas sweet vanilla ice cream, and fresh raspberries." Susan wants to order the raspberries, but how is Susan going to feel if no one else is ordering? She may retract her order. She'll definitely feel uncomfortable. You can avoid this problem if you offer items from different categories together. You might say, ladies and gentlemen, tonight for dessert we offer a homemade key lime pie, a white chocolate banana mousse, apple cobbler served with Thomas sweet vanilla ice cream, and fresh raspberries. We also offer Sambuca, Frangelico, Amaretto, and Bailey's. We have a special cappuccino, a half shot of Kahlua, half shot of Frangelico, top, tableside, with shavings of dark chocolate. One guest may order the special cappuccino, giving Susan the permission to order her raspberries. So what I just did is increase the possibility of a sale by offering dessert, after-dinner drinks, and coffee as a group. When you use the permission concept, you create contagious buying. What is the most often asked question in a restaurant? What's good? What's good? That's right. When a guest says what's good, they're saying, design a meal for me. When a guest says what's good, they're saying, tell me what to buy. When a guest says what's good, it's music to my ears. Now, I found 3 effective ways to answer the question, what's good? The first way I call the launch technique. So I need someone to ask me what's good. Ma'am, what is your name?
Michelle.
Michelle, would you ask me what's good?
What's good?
Well, if you'd like to treat yourself, I'd recommend beginning with our fresh mozzarella sticks rolled in seasoned breadcrumbs, quick fried and served with a raspberry sauce. For soup, I'd recommend the Chef's Brunswick stew, juicy chunks of chicken, and a soothing stock of corn, celery, pearl onions, and roasted red peppers. For salad, I'd recommend our special salad with arugula, romaine, radicchio lettuces tossed in a light raspberry champagne vinaigrette. And for entree, I'd recommend the prime rib, which is slow cooked and served with an Idaho baked potato and garden fresh asparagus. It's delicious. Now remember, with the launch plan, what I did is she asked me what's good, and I followed with a specific meal plan, which included an appetizer, a soup, a salad, and an entree. And by the way, if guests are in a hurry, you can edit this down, because you always honor and use guest cues. Isn't this true? Okay, the second way to answer the question, what's good, is by using what I call the mood question technique. So would you please ask me what's good?
What's good?
Are you in the mood for seafood, pasta, or beef? Say pasta.
Pasta.
We have a wonderful angel hair with shrimp and scallops, delicate bay scallops, jumbo Gulf shrimp sauteed in a extra virgin olive oil, served on a halo of angel hair pasta, accented with a light lemon butter sauce. And by the way, I'd recommend beginning with our freshly made Caesar salad or our quick fried calamari. It's delicious. Now, what did I just do? She asked me what's good, and I asked her, and I found out what she was in the mood for, and I took something right off of my menu, and I backtracked with a specific salad and an appetizer. Okay, the final way to answer the question, what's good, is what I call using the specific question technique. So let me get someone back here. Sir, would you ask me what's good?
What's good?
Sir, do you like prime ribs? Say no.
No.
Do you like crab cakes? Say yes.
Yes.
Yes. Well, sir, we offer a beautiful crab cake platter. It's our house favorite. 2 crab cakes made with fresh jumbo lump crab meat, lightly bound with mayonnaise and Dijon, served with French fries and homemade coleslaw. And by the way, an ice-cold Coors would go great with that. And if you'd like a non-alcoholic beer, we offer Coors Cutter, which has the rich taste of Coors but without the alcohol. So you can see that there are 3 ways to answer the question, what's good? The first is the launch technique, when I launch into a meal plan. The second is the mood question, where I ask you what you're in the mood for, and I ask you about what category you want it from. And I follow with a specific item off of the menu and backtrack with a salad or a soup. The last way is to take an item right off the menu and sell it in my answer. When you become a master of answering the question, what's good, you move from order taker to meal designer. Remember that whether you're waiting tables for 4 months, 4 years, or make it a lifetime profession, you can and will develop valuable skills that you will use for the rest of your life. Public speaking, because that's what you do when you serve. The art of professional appearance, matching products to needs. Listening skills, hearing and responding to your guests. And of course, patience, something we all need a lot of as we head for a more complex and fast-moving century. These are the skills of a solid, caring service and sales professional. And such people are in great demand. Think relationship skills, product knowledge, passion for hospitality, and personal benefits, and you'll be on your way to understanding my 7 ways successful servers sell. Good luck.